Hello. How are we? Sort of let the counter timer thing go on so I know that y'all can see and hear me. Oopsies. Counter. I forgot to close that, so you may have heard double of my voice. Anyway, so now I know it is live. So there's at least that. The benefits of the oopsies, right? Happy accidents, as Bob Ross would call them. Hello, how are you? I have had coffee today. I probably should not have because my anxiety was kind of already up there, but I had it anyway. So yeah, so we're dealing with that. Anyway, yes, so I asked what you were drinking. So I've had far more caffeine than I should have this morning already. So I have already switched completely to water. I'm not allowed to have any more caffeine today. So that is definitely sort of like on today's menu. No more coffee. No more caffeine in general. Which means no sodas, no more teas, no more any of that stuff. So anyway, I'm slightly anxious today, slightly, just a lot, because I have a possible opportunity. So I have, anyway, so I've been filling out forms and things, and they just make me anxious, like anxiety curls in the stomach and just like rah. Anyway, so my blood pressure is probably way higher than my doctor would recommend, but whatever. So if you have any good vibes left to spare, do send some my way. I'm hoping that things will turn out well, and so I will hopefully be able to talk to y'all about it soon. But anyway, so if you have some spare good vibes to send, I could use them. just so you know. But that is part of why my anxiety is like kind of high today, and so I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of hand journaling just to kind of be like rein it in, girl. So yes, but I had coffee before I had anything to eat today, which is also not the best way to do it. You should definitely have something to eat when you have coffee. So I had coffee first, and then nothing for a while, and then I finally ate a PB&J sandwich with some grapes. So I do have something now in my stomach, but I think it's far too late for it to absorb the caffeine just yet. I think my bloodstream has already gone, ooh, coffee, yes please. So apologies, you just get to deal with me. So yes, so I had coffee, water, green tea, and then I'm back to water and no more caffeine for today. So Louise is here. Hello. You are drinking hot herbal tea this morning. God, you miss coffee. I both love and hate coffee because it does work. It gives me the kick most of the time that I need, but I also like, this is what you get, chaos, coffee chaos. Ooh, that would be a really fun. Is there a coffee chaos stream? Because I know we have coffee bunnies with Glory and Kat over on Twitch, and then just coffee quills again on Twitch. Do we have a coffee chaos stream? Is that a title that, am I already thinking of that, of an existing one? Either way. Monique, Miss O'Camper writes, says, I'm currently drinking a blonde roast. Gotcha. For the longest time, I thought the blonde roast was like the weakest, but apparently it's the strongest caffeine. So good luck to you and your coffee chaos as well. Monique says, so far I started making a presentation of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers for your literature tutoring classes. The entire trilogy is super dense. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I also would be super nerdy about this. Do I have my copy of Paradise Lost somewhere at hand? I have probably shown this off to y'all at some point. Wonder where I put it. Anyway, I did a presentation during graduate studies on Paradise Lost, the first half. So the first 12 books of Paradise Lost. And it was intense. I used so many sticky notes. So many sticky notes. Rachel says, I have green tea with honey and ginseng over ice. Ooh, nice. But you have already had coffee to help your brain. Gotcha. Louise says, turns out I have this weird body that will no longer tolerate caffeine in any way, shape, or form. And decaf coffee / tea still has enough caffeine that it sets off your system. Sigh, you love coffee. Yeah, I wonder if this is a thing that happens as we age, because my dad has this as well. I mean, he has other weird things that I unfortunately have as well. He can't have a whole lot of teas that are caffeinated, specifically black teas, because the calcium deposits essentially create bone spurs on his spine. And that makes it very, very painful. I get, weirdly enough, Charlie horses or leg cramps when I switch between black tea and coffee too much, which is why if you see me mixing tea and coffee, it's usually green tea. If it's not, I'm having a problem. Rachel says, sorry, Louise, I love it too. It's your one addiction. You use it because of the ADD rather than drugs, at least for now. Yeah, and that's one of the interesting things about attention deficit and hyperactive disorders. There's a percentage of people with the disorders that actually calm down because of the caffeine. And I don't know exactly what that percentage is, if it's like a pretty statistically significant number, or if it's just sort of like, you're one of the quote unquote lucky few or whatever. I need to look at that, whether or not it's a statistically significant number or proportion. Monique says, my limit is usually 2 cups of coffee. My limit is usually 1. I will sometimes have 2 cups, but then that's a whole different ballgame then. Emmy says, I'm having English breakfast tea. Nice. And also, hello all. Excellent. Elizabeth says, hello everyone. You're going to get some soda in a minute. Gotcha. And are you grading today, or are you having fun? CB says, I can't drink coffee, migraines because of rare overgrowth disorder. You are fine with tea so long as it doesn't have orange in it. Yes, because you're allergic to orange. Yes. Means no Earl Grey because bergamot is a relative of orange. And that is very unfortunate for you, because I love Earl Grey. There's also, weirdly enough, there was also a drink that the college cafeteria had, smoothie really, that was Earl Grey, orange sherbet, and mandarin oranges all blended up. It was delicious. CB would definitely not be able to have it though, but it was wonderful. I've tried to recreate it, but it's not the same. Rachel says, your hubs likes Coke Zero. It can just be difficult to find sometimes. Gotcha. Rachel says, what soda are you into? Sacrilegious for someone who lives in Georgia, which is the home of Coke. Like, I've been to the world of Coca-Cola. But I actually prefer things like Dr. Pepper and Pepsi to like the formula for Coke. I know it's kind of, cherry vanilla Coke is fine because it's more of the cherry flavor, but whatever. But Dr. Pepper is my jam. I'll take Pib Extra if I have to, but Dr. Pepper is my jam. I also like the cranberry ginger ale and raspberry ginger ale. Those are also very nice, but not quite the same type of vibe. Maybe it's just the red. Maybe I just like red in my soda. I don't know. Monique says, hey Jules, nice shirt. Thank you very much. It's one of the new ones I picked up. I think I might have worn it last Monday as well. I'm not sure. Cool Gamer is here and says hi, and that we are all awesome, and so are you. CB says, I only drink Pepsi Max. That's the only one that doesn't trigger a bad migraine. I'm glad you found at least one then. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm so nervous because I really would like this to manifest into being, but I'm just like, we're going to get there. It's just, yes, anxiety because of it. CB says, I'm anxious because reasons I'm not about to discuss on the interwebs. Yes, and that's fair. Elizabeth says, feel you, Jules, sharing your feelings and sending all the good vibes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Michaela says, hello. Hello. And Rachel says, oh, CB, and sends heart and Band-Aid. I wish that could work. That would be very nice. That could work. Megan says, hello. I just came back from a refreshing shower. Nice. I also had one this morning. CB says, being anxious makes me hulky. Yes, it just makes me very jittery and distractible, which is, sprints might be interesting today. For me, at least. Hopefully it will be very fine for the majority of us. Monique says, for now, you're going to spend this live stream doing a triage of comments from your editor. You got 18 chapters to parse through. Pray for you. Got you. Hannah is here. Hello. How is the weather where you are? Do you finally have some summer sunshine, or is it gray and rainy? Phoebe is here and says, hey. Hello. Rachel says, I think it's a high percentage since most ADHD meds are also stimulants. Okay, that is true. Hadn't thought about the connection. That is very true. And Michaela says, I need coffee too. Yes. Megan says, I used to use coffee for your ADHD before you were diagnosed, but it made your anxiety too bad, so you had to stop drinking coffee completely. Yeah. Louise says, thanks, Jules. Never thought of it as a factor of aging. Maybe your skin has become less tolerant as you've gotten older. Interesting thought. It's something to ask the doctor about, or maybe do a little bit of research. But I do know that pretty much all of the elders in my family were like all caffeine, like pots of coffee per day, and they all transitioned to decaf as they got older. So Elizabeth says, gonna do some lesson planning, then you might just relax. It's a holiday here. Ooh, nice. So you have already graded and washed the front of the house today. Repeat. Nice. Megan says, Dad's root beer. Ooh, nice. Rachel loves the cherry version of Dr. Pepper. Oh, the cherry versions of Coke and Dr. Pepper diet for some reason, and ginger ales of all kinds. Nice. Hannah says, we had sunshine over the weekend. Yay, but today it's very gray. Oh no, gray Monday. Monique says, your current plan of action is to sort out comments 3 chapters a day for this week. Oh, that would be a nice way to get it done. See, when I get anxious, I get prone to meltdowns too, and they can be quite uncontrollable. Gotcha. Yeah. Anxiety is no joke. Kate says, hello, drowning in work, so I'll be editing proposal responses for these sprints. Fair enough. You're not about to give up your only vice, though. Yes. We all have to have one, at least. Cheryl is here. Good morning, all. Hello. How are you? And CB says, I need to take the plague test today so that if I'm positive, I can recover from it in time to go see Joseph next Wednesday. Yes. Charlie says, hey. Hello, Charlie. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Cheryl says, I'm planning to do sprints of homework before writing. All right. Yes. Rachel says, okay, during the sprint, getting through chapter 8 on the next chapter, yeah, your gal is learning what it is to be a Lycan among the family of them who have taken her in. Gotcha. Okay. Well, since we have been talking about what we're going to be doing on the sprints, I am going to be editing because I think my brain might handle that a little bit better than just free drafting. So I'm going to try that and see if I can get some editing accomplished. Oops, I did not pull up some timers. Let's fix that. Do y'all want a 15 or a 25-minute timer? What are you interested in?
Everyone.
Woo! Laura's got an ad on her channel. Woot woot. I don't know if she's getting revenue from that just yet. Louise votes for 25. And Cheryl votes for 25. All right. Share the screen. We're going to start with the 25-minute Aurora Borealis because he's so pretty. All right. Everybody seems to be pretty much on board with the 25 minutes. So that is, oh, we did not do card yet. Thank you, Monique. One of these days I will remember unprompted. Okay. So we have the squirrel inverted. So it's in the upside down position. Here's our squirrel. He's very friendly, but he also wants to eat all the nuts in the world and all your bird seed feeder stuff. There we go. So this was in the inverse, meaning upside down position. So the unpredictability of life can shake your confidence in yourself and your potential for handling the challenges that come your way. Does the thought of not having enough or being enough make you squirrely? I feel called out. I'm not going to lie. I feel very, very called out already. Have you forgotten all of your strengths, wisdom, and resources? You have come so far on your wits and creativity, making use of all your potential and all that the Spirit presents you to help you through life's trying times. It is time to look back and remember how your needs have always been met for the highest good, even in your most challenging times. Life loves you, and so many treasures are hidden in plain sight, ready to be revealed when you most need them. So relax. Squirrel wants you to know that you are poised and ready for whatever is coming next, so trust in yourself and trust that the Spirit has your back. Okay, I feel very called out. Our squirrel friend is telling me to relax, telling all of us to relax, that it'll be okay. I'm glad that a squirrel friend has our back. But yeah, I feel real called out, y'all. Because I had pulled the card, stuck it in, but I hadn't read the message. I feel highly called out, y'all. Rachel, this is the Colette Barron Reads Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And she has a website where you can try these electronically before you purchase them. So Colette Barron Reed is her name. And I love this deck. I highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, I feel real called out, y'all. I feel so called out. Oh boy. Thank you, Monique, for that reminder. Yes, I feel very called out. You probably needed to hear that too because you're switching between 5 different tasks right now and rushing to get them all done. Yep. Squirrel, love my squirrels. Totally called out. Rachel agrees. CB is going to be working on book 2 of Stark for President because of some unfathomable reason your brain decided you were editing / rewriting books 1 and 2 in July. Lucky you. You hate editing. CB also feels called out. Yep. Elizabeth too. Yep. CB says, I don't relax and I don't trust. Charlie is also called out. Cheryl as well. Yep. Yeah, I think we have been called out, y'all. I think the squirrel has our number. Okay, so with that in mind, we need to try and relax and trust that the squirrel and the universe have our back. Let's go ahead and do our reminders so that we can get to the sprint. So number 1, make sure that you save your document if you have already been working this morning, and if not, now's a great time to pull it up. I'm going to double click and move this over. There we go. Mine is now up. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. I do have my water. Cheers. Kate's also being called out. Yep. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break and relax, as the scroll is telling us. All right, so here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm sitting here like doing sentence by sentence edits, and I'm sitting here and I'm going, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I have made some progress. But I have 2 paragraphs that are, I feel like I'm mixing information. Like I have information that feels redundant, but also like it's stated very clearly in one paragraph in a certain way. But I kind of like the way the first paragraph flows, but it doesn't have all the information, but it does have some of the, so I'm like nitpicking. Yeah, I'm nitpicking. But I am making some progress. I have 482 words, but I'm nitpicking. Not all of those words were from today because I'm editing, but it's like, I just want to like smoosh it into the perfect sentence. And I wish I could do that in a tactile, just like bam, and have it done. But I can't. I gotta finagle with the words. So yes, so that is how it's going. I am being finicky. I also have a tendency to make sentences really long, and that does not necessarily always the right way. So I think I probably need to simplify some of this, and maybe in the process of simplifying, I will be able to clear up what information goes where. But at the moment, I don't like it. So it needs more editing. I don't like it. So yes, that is how it's going. As editing always goes, I think. It's in the process where I do not like it. That is where we are in the process. Alley Cat made it just as the sprint started. And Phoebe was going to make dinner this sprint so that you could actually focus on writing. Yay. Rachel observed that it seems so weird that a squirrel is telling you to relax. It does, because they are kind of twitchy, aren't they? But maybe that's why when we see a squirrel, we're like, oh, I should relax. But also, like, when they just sit there nomming on, like, acorns or whatever, they look very, well, some of them look calm. I can't make a generalized statement about all of them because I have seen some extra twitchy squirrels. But the ones who come and just eat off of our bird feeders and stuff, they're very calm. They've gotten very used to us like tapping on the window at them. They've gotten very used to us opening the door. So they really only run away like when we actually start to approach them. And I'm sure that at some point they will know that we are not actually going to do anything to them. And so they'll just chill. So maybe that's the process, is like learning to chill like a squirrel who has no intention of moving away from your bird feeder. Maybe that's what we should be learning. Michaela said happy sprinting, so hopefully that was a good sprint for everybody. Alley Cat said awesome. Yes, I did take a minute where I paced. In some ways it may have helped, in some ways I don't know. Monique says, good news, chapter 1 is mostly minor edits that can be easily fixed. Fantastic. Same thing with chapter 2. Excellent. Seems like right now the big stuff you need to change relates to changing up your character Andy's backstory a bit and stuff that happens in later chapters. Gotcha. Charlie says, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be writing, not singing along to the newly remastered Whitney Houston album. Oops. Well, I mean, it's Whitney Houston. How can you not? I mean, she is iconic. So, yeah. Monique says, looks like chapter 3 is the only one with a comment regarding something that you need to overhaul. You need to provide context for two characters' relationship and make it clear why they are with each other. It's a good question. CB says, I'm working on eating dinner right now. Chili baked bean pasta. You took the test and it was negative. Yay! You are super diligent about using sanitizer and wearing masks in crowded places. Even though the rules are relaxed here. Yeah, but because the rules have relaxed and people have relaxed a little too much, they have channeled a little bit too much squirrel sitting on the bird feeder. Numbers are spiking again, so, you know. Monique says, I feel kind of relieved right now. Oh, good. I'm glad. Amy says, I am actually doing proper writing today, not story with your drawings, and you have now edited 2 chapters, which is amazing. That's fantastic. Alley Cat got 63 words handwritten and is getting distracted. Yes, sometimes we do that. Elizabeth got 1 lesson done, and now you are contemplating watching Princess Mononoke. Oh, such a good movie. And making an assignment where they have to analyze the characters. Basically, I just want to watch Studio Ghibli. Yes, I do not blame you for that. Princess Mononoke is a really interesting one, especially if you are teaching it in the context of environmentalism, human geography, deforestation, climate change, any of those things Canon should be taught with, in particular, Princess Mononoke. Yeah, you can also include studies or assignment links to indigenous people and the way that governments generally treat them, which is not a good thing. So you've been hard at work, yes. Monique says, you're going to get some water. Excellent. CB didn't get any words, but you adulted. That is worth some time and words. So yes. Michaela got 425 words for me. I'm in the middle of a battle scene, so I'll mute you for a bit. Fair enough. Go right ahead and have your battle. Phoebe is still cooking. CB says, whatever you do, do not let the squirrels get into the house. Your friend had one in her house, and it made a heck of a mess. Yeah, we had squirrels in the attic at the old place. I'm still hoping we don't have bats in our current attic. We did call a bat removal person, and they were scheduled to come out last week. But they called the morning they were supposed to come and said that they'd gotten a fever and they were going to go get tested, and so we have not heard from them since. So we think they may have caught the plague. So Rachel says, I think I got 1/3 through his chapter that you're revising. Excellent. Excellent. Heather says, hello. Hello. Megan says, I was distracted and ate breakfast. Nice. Rachel says, to CB, very true. You had a pet squirrel when you were a kid, and even the tame ones can be messy. Yes. All animals can be. CB says, in my autobiography, which you are working on because you're nearly 40, you described the plague as being a shark compared to other bugs. Yes. Monique says, oh yeah, thanks for mentioning environmentalism, Jules. I'll have to add that to the notes regarding ints. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that was one of the things that with Tolkien, he directly observed the impact of humanity on the landscape, because from what I understand, he was actually in the trenches. And so he could see how ruined the landscape was. And that would definitely have to have an impact, especially coming from a culture that has ties to sort of like Druidism and worship of growing things. Yeah, anyway. Rachel says, oh my gosh, really wish I had some of you guys as teachers and tutors. You are coming up with ways to work fantastic stuff into your lessons. I would love to actually be able to teach that stuff. The only problem is that most, sorry, I'm just gonna, little mini soapbox, little mini, then I promise I'll get off. Most districts, or at least the few districts that I've been into, are working towards having very, very scripted curriculum, which means that you are not really allowed to stray from the curriculum. So it can be frustrating. So that's all I will say, and I will continue on. Okay. Elizabeth says, yes, I was thinking about exactly that, because in social studies right now we're learning about eco-friendly resources, and Princess Mononoke is a good example of the battle that is going on today. Yes. Elizabeth says, thank you very much to Rachel. And CB says, that happened to me when I was 2 weeks away from my exam. Your original accompanist was supposed to come to the house, caught the plague, so you had to find another accompanist. Yes. It happens. Monique says, Tolkien grew up in the English countryside too, so he was very biased towards nature being untouched. Yes. Agreed. Monique says, I think it's poetic that Lord of the Rings basically ends with so many of the characters sailing off to the west and Tolkien passed away in a town by the sea. Yes. Basically feels like Tolkien upon his death sailed into the west. Well, and for so many years, the west was considered the new frontier. And so there were a lot of people who then converted the idea of west into the unknown. And so the unknown being a new frontier, being you don't necessarily know what's going to happen after you die. It's a new frontier. It's a new whatever. So there's a very large connection between the idea of West death and beyond. In English class in high school, near the beginning of summer vacation, we watched Star Trek, and you watched Dead Poets Society. I love Dead Poets Society. Charlie's like, soapbox. Yes. Rachel says, I have a lot of friends who are teachers, so yeah, you despise that. Be a teacher and find creative ways to keep your students engaged, but only use what we tell you to use. Yes. Especially when the district pays millions of dollars for a curriculum that is meant for a homogenous demographic of a certain affluence, and your district's actual demographics are anything but that. It does not work. Anyway. Elizabeth says, get on that soapbox, Jules. Thankfully, here in Norway, the teachers have a lot of freedom to teach how you want, but there's still a lot of pressure to teach the mandatory things. Yeah, which is why you kind of like the end of the year, because grades are set and you can pretty much do what you want. Yes. And the West was considered the direction of the Celtic mythological unknown / otherworld. Yes. Yes. All the things. All the things. Okay. Can't be the only one who lives on and in their soapbox. It's very nice to have company up there. Yes. Rachel says, I hear you on that demographic situation. Yeah. Well, and it's just like with the standardized testing, how it is built, and they are built and made for certain demographics that have certain background knowledge. And if you don't have that background knowledge built into your culture, you do not do well on these tests. It's the same thing with the stinking curriculum. If you purchase a curriculum and tell people they have to adhere to it, but the students don't have the background knowledge for it, you are constantly playing catch up and nobody learns at the pace they're supposed to. And then you get blamed for not having the scores that you're supposed to, when you have been essentially playing catch up and getting the students to where they should be. It's frustrating. CB says, it's not just that though. If you want to reach a child who's struggling in class, you have to turn things around another way and teach something another way. Yes. Yes, but the problem is with scripted curriculum, you are not allowed to. You are told to do so in very uncertain, like in no uncertain terms. You have to teach them another way, but you're not allowed to because you have to stick with the curriculum. Kate says, well, I did some editing and got 50 through Pro Writing Aid. So, oh, multitasking. Excellent. Good. Okay. So speaking of multitasking, this next sprint is not only just a sprint, but it is a self-promo time. So if you have something you would like to promote, your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Amazon author page, Etsy store, social media, website, blog, etc., all the things, if you have one or more and you would like to self-promote, please do. Just remember that if you do not have the blue wrench of power, you will not be able to post direct links. Let's see, what else? 1, save your document, especially now that we have made some progress. I need to actually do save. Yes, save. Okay. 2, make sure that you have something to sip on. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that was that. Okay, so I finished the next two, like editing the next two things, so I can mark those off my little to-do list for today. I really did sort of try and make my to-do list as specific as possible last week and this week, and I managed to get a lot done. So, okay, so I've actually done a little bit of tomorrow's stuff as well, or things that I had sort of slated to do tomorrow just because my brain was like, and so hopefully I'll be able to knock off some stuff for later this week ahead of time. My mom is reorganizing stuff in the next room over, so if you hear thuds on the wall, that's what that is. Okay. So I can mark off 1, 2, 3 things total, I think. For the moment. Okay, so that means I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9.5 tasks for this week done already, which is great. I think last Monday I did 11, so I'm hoping that I can kind of maybe finish a couple more things in the last sprint, and then continue with this productivity until about 5 p.m. So that's my hope. I'm going to try my best to stay as focused as possible and get through stuff. At least the editing stuff is kind of going. I did, I think, make it slightly better, at least acceptable enough. So I have put that in a little folder with the other stuff that I've been editing. So there we go. That's at least like done, I think. I might come back to it this evening and be like, and one more run through, but we'll see. Okay, don't forget that was the self-promo sprint, so if you had something to promote, don't forget to do that. And let me scroll. See where we got. All right, Monique says, just posted on Instagram, and on Instagram, at Ms. Ocampo Writes, check out the progress of your herbs. Nice. CB says there are 39 stories on Archive of Our Own under the name Pepperoni Fan 1982 and 31 videos on YouTube under the handle CB394. And Jenna Writes Romance says hello to everyone. And Megan says, looking for sales copy. Have you checked out my outrageous prices? Check them out here. Are they outrageous or are they actually very, very reasonable? You'll have to click the link and follow to find out. Jenna Writes Romance says, you can find all of my info in my YouTube bio under the name Jenna Writes Romance. Rachel Adams says, I just posted a new episode of our Kindle Vella series. The characters are learning one another, almost to that inciting event. Ooh, nice. Look for Pirate Dreams Life on the Gulf in Kindle Vella. Nice. Heather says, I am a freelance line editor, copy editor, and proofreader specializing in working with independent authors. Let me help you make your work shine. In addition, Heather does beta and sensitivity reads, and you are currently booking for this fall. Heather can be reached via DM on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and can be reached via YouTube channel comments, all as Heather Dewey Patet. And Heather also has a website that you can visit, and an Etsy shop that you can visit and buy art for writers and lovers of fantasy and sci-fi. Monique says, okay, so I took a bit of a bit of a break, but I'm going to dive into your notes. Nice. Jenna says, hi all, stopping in after the authortube writing conference launched on Jenna's and ST Houston's channel, getting some drafting to book 4 done until your last class to teach of the day starts at 3:30. Nice. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, says Jenna. Heather says, here's my channel where I run live streams, usually on Sunday afternoons, noon Eastern. Jenna says, follow your soul writer everywhere with the hub link of holding. And here's the link tree for all of Jenna's things, including the YouTube channel with a new video about being a teacher and live streams spent this week. Amy says, I did upload another badly framed vlog video on Amy's channel, this one about a garden visit, and has another of your paintings in progress. Nice. And here Jenna has the link for Amy's YouTube channel. Sorry, cut a little knot in my hair. And also Jenna says, hop this portal link over to CB's channel. That's what I figured. Monique says, Wi-Fi blipped out for a hot minute, so you got a snack and put some hot stickers to cook in the air fryer. Nice. Mom Maggie was out this week. I think so, yes. So don't mind, you have a wrench, so you have the power. You may share all you want. And of course, the fellow Jenna for Jenna Writes Romance can be found at this link. And Monique says, currently working on Andy's backstory, then I will work on Jane and Connor's relationship. Excellent. Charlie got 404 words. Nice. There was an error, apparently, the 404 error report. Elizabeth says, meh, got some progress made, but discovered more things you need to do. You also need to make some food. Yes. You got some words. You got the husband to pick his outfit for your vow renewal on July 6th. Yay. And added an additional 578 words. Nice. Heather took some eggs off the stove that you were hard boiling, worked on an art card, and took some more photos of your progress and process. And now you need to get going on an essay that you're working on. Nice. Stevie got 352 words. Rachel says, I only got through another couple paragraphs. You're changing the POV, so you had to slow down. Gotcha. But it is still progress. Yes. Kate says, more proposal editing, more practice not yelling at people. Yes. Rachel says, is also laughing at that. Yes. Stevie says, I'm bringing in the delegations from the 50 universes in the multiverse. It's just a pain in the butt, I can imagine. And you recorded a cover of the finale version of Any Dream Will Do last night. Yes, I think I saw that your video was posted of that one. Jenna says, oops, did I miss one? Here, Rachel can be found here. Yes. Heather says, I'm planning on uploading some of these photos to my Instagram and Facebook group for folks that use fairy stamp art in your art. Gotcha. Ooh, Alley Cat also got to 85% in your book. Nice. So very close to finishing. Yes. Excellent. All right. I think that was all the self-promo. We have about 20 minutes. Okay. Do y'all want to do a 20-minute one or 25 and roll a little bit further over the top of the hour? So 20 or 25. Your choice. I say that, but I don't have a 20-minute pulled up. I could scroll one down. Monique says 20 minutes is fine. Okay, Louise votes for 20, but both the Jenna's votes for 20. Okay. All right, we'll roll it down 20, and that will take us right at the top of the hour. Oops, I think I did not pause that. I didn't. There we go. Alrighty. Aurora Borealis. Here we go. All right. 1, save your document, especially if you have added or changed anything. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 20 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I feel like I'm slouching again. I feel like I like every time I see that my head's like way down here, I'm like, I'm slouching, definitely. Okay. I got on a roll again. I still feel like some of these paragraphs are a little iffy, but I'm gonna I'm continuing with them. I think I have the same problem with both of these two things, and so I'm gonna probably take some time, maybe send it to a friend and be like, hey, can you put your eyeball on this and like give me opinion. Give me all your opinions about these two particular paragraphs. Anyway, because they still feel kind of repetitive / redundant, which makes them awkward feeling. I feel like this one I nailed the first paragraph a little bit better. Feel like it. So yes. Anyway. Okay. I need to reread this sentence. I'm gonna highlight it just so I don't lose my spot. Okay. Okay. I feel like I did good. So I got one more, 1.5. We'll call it 1.5. Things more done. Yes. So, not too bad. I cannot give you a total word count because I think I'm still going to edit them a little bit more. But yes, did pretty good. Let's see where we were. Oh, yes. I also received, you may have seen me opening package. I received Body Trauma, Writer's Guide to Wounds and Injuries. I bought this used because that was the way they had it. So I'm excited to kind of look through this. Yeah. So they have some of the stuff I looked at earlier, just kind of skimming through, was like frostbite and diving accidents and just kind of lots of different traumatic amputations and replantation. Don't lose the missing part. Impalement injuries and mutilation from fencing to fences. It's chapter 11, in case you were wondering. So they even have bites. Human. It says animal assaults, but then human bites are also included in this. Love that. Horse bite, stings. Yeah, I love that human bites are included in animal bites. Yeah, so I'm excited to kind of go through this, especially when I have a particular injury that I need to look up. So I'm excited about that. So I've gotten 3 books in the last week. I've gotten the Body Trauma. I've gotten a ADD friendly ways to organize your life that was recommended by Glory Rates the Blues, who's going to be on at 4 p.m. today. And then also the Trope Thesaurus. So 3 books, all nonfiction, all need to be read. So yes, I'm excited about those as well. Amy has a quote. She tries not to sleep because at night darkness comes to drink her. Ooh. The monster hatches out of the house and hunts. There are so many missing children, so the stories must be true. I really am intrigued by the phrase that the darkness comes to drink her. I like that phrasing. Okay. Monique has a question, random question. Would it be plausible that Andy's mom, who works as an RN, could have saved up enough money to buy a house in Texas by the 2010s? My generic answer to that would be yes. However, your additional note of she works as an RN in California makes that a little bit more iffy, because California has always been expensive. Very, very expensive. What I would say is, depending on the area in California where you are setting this story, the answer may be yes. So what you might want to do is look up both the cost of housing in the area in California in the 2010s, as well as salaries of RNs in the 2010s at that point in time. That would kind of give you a little bit more information as to whether or not it was feasible. The fact that it's in California would mean that it would take much, much longer, because California is expensive and always has been on average. Elizabeth says, have to do some monotonous stuff, so put a movie on in the background and ready to trudge through. Also preparing for something really big happening tomorrow/later tonight. Wish you luck. Good luck. CB says, I'm still trying to wrap your barely educated mind around all-purpose flour versus plain flour. I'm pretty sure that all-purpose flour has a few things added to make sure that it rises a little bit faster and or more. So it's got extra stuff in it. Oh, Jenna got a nice 555 words. Hey, are you playing the lottery today? Because you might should. Alleycat says, you've been role-playing and chatting with friends. Nice. Jenna writes, romance says, good luck to Elizabeth. And Rachel says, oh, that sounds intriguing. Yes. Jenna says, heart, gotta love resources. Yes. Heather created a document for the outline of your essay, worked on that for a bit, edited the description for your stream yesterday. Gotcha. Heather says, I can attest that horse bites hurt. I would imagine so. Louise says, thanks for hosting. You've met your daily goals for new words. Yay. So you're off to shower and dress. Very nice. I'm glad we could help. Rachel says to Monique, my friend worked as a contract nurse back in the 20s, from back into the 2000s to 2010s, and was able to purchase her own home after 7 years of fixing her credit and saving up a down payment in Nevada. But California is much more expensive. Yes. Monique says, Andy's mom lived in an apartment in California even after Andy was born. And that's the thing, is that renting makes it even more expensive and takes longer because of rent payments. You're not able to save up quite as much as if you were living with like parents or somebody. Jenna says, same here to Heather. Jenna says, I live there in California, so I would know. Monique says to Rachel, so it's definitely plausible. It is, but with some caveats. Jenna's headed off to teach that class. Have fun. Rachel says to Monique, I'd say yes. Her mortgage payment was about $1,100 if you remember correctly, and she has kids too, so there's that. Monique says all-purpose flour has more protein, if I'm not mistaken. You can consult Alton Brown. Jenna says all-purpose flour has either baking soda or powder and a few things added. Yeah. She's got just one kid, just Andy. She doesn't join the family until they move to Texas. Mind you, the area in Texas where they move has the minimum cost of $200,000. So yeah, she would have been saving for a while. Definitely. CB started keeping a writer's bibliography. Nice. Andy's mama is named Maggie, by the way. It's after Mama Maggie. Heather says, in the States, all-purpose flour is not self-rising, which has other things added. Search the King Arthur Flour website and you'll see lots of information regarding wheat flours. Okay. CB says, apparently all-purpose flour is supposed to be the same as plain flour in the UK. Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. It is 3:10, so we are past our hour time mark, or 2 hour time mark, really. So I'm going to save my document so that I don't lose anything. And I'm going to head off and finish futzing with this, run it by a friend, and then continue to work until probably 5. I'm going to try and keep working till 5, and then I will be free for the evening to probably read some of Body Trauma. So, all right, y'all, don't forget to save your work and visit Devin Cutting's playlist to see what all of the other streams and sprints are doing. Don't forget Glory Writes the Blues and Tom are on at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is in about 50 minutes. So hopefully I will see y'all in the chat after 5. And yeah, all right. Don't forget to save and hydrate and stretch occasionally and do all the good things. Bye.